So we were just in the stormwater folder, the DELDOT folder. Again, most important thing, just date every folder. And this is where the data is kind of assembled. I don't know. Let me go down to this one here. So here you can see when I'm uploading stuff to the DELDOT PDCA, again, I like to have all the exhibits numbered so that my cover letter, which let me go ahead and pull that open. We'll have a list of exhibits at the bottom of the cover letter. And I like to have I find it's a lot easier to retrace my steps if after, as I'm building up what's going to be in my submittal. So, you have the design criteria form is 1D. You look over here, it's underscore 1D, 01D dash. And of course, we use 2-digit for that so that they will just stack right in order. So what's happening here is parallel to what's happening here. Makes it a little easier to retrace your steps. It's a little tedious on the front end and a lot easier on the back end when you're actually ready to submit. So that's the structure that I like to use for that. Um, Obviously, each folder has its own date, its own data. And so when we got down here, that's just kind of final touch-ups. Did we have any that had multiple? So here, we gave them a new record plan, a new auxiliary sheet. I'm not even sure what changed there. And then added that information. So these are held here in the DELDOT folder. In the submittals folder, we may not have copies of all those things. We have the plans and then just a copy of the PDCA receipt showing that that was indeed submitted. There you go, entrance revisions. So in the DELDOT folder here in the submittals, you got all the plans for every agency, and then the DELDOT folder. Basically, I had a meaningful email with a couple folks in DELDOT. Those were PDF'd and added. And then there's the actual PDCA receipt, just to track that went in. But this is 2024-05-06. And when you go back in the DELDOT folder, you're going to see that same date, or should. Let's find out if I actually kept that on track, and then go into DELDOT 2024-05-06 entrance revision. So you're seeing the same thing here you're seeing in the submittals folder. This is just where we kind of build it. We don't really move it into the submittals folder until it's going out the door. And really, we just the final plans are what ends up in that submittals folder. All right, I'm going to take another break and come